Hey guys, hello and welcome to another episode of this set of videos I'm making currently. My name is Vincent and I'm here to talk about my attempt to break the record of most films seen in a cinema in 1 year, and now marks day 70 or the end of week 10, and I'm currently at 147 films seen this far. I'm doing very well, and I was lucky this week because most of the films that I saw 14 films this week. Most of the films that I saw were actually very good. I had a good time at the cinemas. There was only one film that I have to mention, even though I don't like mentioning bad films, but I'm going to mention it here because it's a bit of a paradox. There was a Chinese film festival, and to my surprise, I saw 7 or 8 films. I enjoyed them almost all, except for one, and the one I'm going to mention here is Crosscurrent by Yang Chao. The reason I'm mentioning it is that even though it was one of the worst cinematic experiences in my life, not the worst, I think the worst would have been Transformers 4, but it was one of the worst because I just did not know what the hell was going on. It was slow, boring, I didn't understand the story. But there's a but, and that's why I'm mentioning it. It had an amazing cinematography, imagery, sound design. Those things blew me away. Now, I'm not saying that I know anything about it, but it just felt just out of this world to me. So if you enjoy, and the story basically was a guy on a boat on a freighter going upriver, the Yangtze River in China, and reading in his poem and meeting a girl in each port, something like that. I don't know much. I can't tell you because I didn't get it. I don't know. So, but if you're interested in a poetic film, which with great cinematography, great sound design, and weird, you should check it out. And even if it's just to see the cinematography and the sound design, this is a film worth studying. Besides that, I saw only 2 classic films this week. There was a Cary Grant cycle at the Christine 21 cinema, and I saw The Bishop's Wife, which is a great film, and An Affair to Remember. Both films were just marvelous. Just marvelous. If you ever come across them, check them out. Then, I want to mention a little documentary, a French documentary called À Voix Haute, c'est la force de la parole, which basically means the strength of speech, made by Stéphane de Freitas. It's a documentary about a group of students who participate in a tournament for eloquency, whatever it's pronounced, sorry. And it follows not only just students, it's students from the department 93 in France, which is a suburb in Paris, which is notorious for its violence, drugs, and just its crime rate. So when people come from there, usually it has a bad image and they have some bad reputations. And so it follows those students who try to go through this tournament that is specifically done for this department. And you have people from the outside, from Paris, lawyers, teachers, who help them to become more eloquent and to participate and win this tournament. So you follow these people who come from that area, that region, and go through this tournament, and it is worth watching. Otherwise, I saw another film called King Arthur, the Legend of the Sword. Sorry. Now, this film, when I saw the first trailers, I thought this was going to be a horrendous film. However, throughout this record, I got to see the last trailer, and I thought it was a good trailer, and I was looking forward to it. And despite all of my friends, except one, I think, hating this movie, loathing this movie, and the critics don't liking it, and it bombing at the box office. I mean, it's a $175 million film, and it made worldwide barely 100 million. I had a lot of fun, and the reasons are, first of all, it's a Guy Ritchie film, and you have the Guy Ritchie element to it, which I thought was thoroughly entertaining and fresh and just original to the King Arthur story that you might have known in other films. So that was a plus for me. Furthermore, you had Charlie Hunnam. I didn't like him in The Lost City of Z. I thought he was out of place. But in this instance, he fit very well because he was supposed to play this guy who grew up in the streets of Londonia, or Londonium, whatever, the old version of London. And so, he's street smart and a bit of a small-time criminal. So I thought it was a great change for the origin of King Arthur. And throughout the film, I thought the development of this character very interesting, with the other characters, the uncle, just thoroughly entertaining. I had a lot of fun watching this film. So if you like just a popcorn movie with some action, great story, a lot of magic, and cool music, cool, again, cinematography with the style that Guy Ritchie likes to shoot in, go watch this film. It's not gonna make much more money. Warner Brothers is going to lose a fortune. But anyway, go check it out. So this is it, and Saturday I'm going to see 6 films that are currently playing at the Cannes Festival because there's a special screening day at the Gaumont Opéra in Paris. So I'll talk about those films next week. You have a good evening or day. Salut!